Hello, everybody. So today I had an update on Broadcom, and they're actually sending out some letters to customers of the VMware software. So I wanted to share this with you because it may impact some of you, or you may know somebody that it impacts. So Broadcom is sending out cease and desist letters to all the VMware Perpetual license holders. Now, Broadcom has been sending out cease and desist letters to owners of VMware perpetual licenses with expired support contracts. Now, following its November 2023 acquisition of VMware, Broadcom ended the VMware perpetual license sales. And users with perpetual licenses can still use the software they bought, but they are unable to renew their support services unless they had a pre existing contract that would enable them to do so. Now, the controversial move aims to push VMware users to buy subscriptions to VMware product bundles with associated costs that have increased by 300%, or in some cases, even more than that. Now, some users have opted to continue to use VMware unsupported, often as they research alternatives, such as VMware Rivals or devirtualization, meaning they're not even going to make virtual machines on their server. They're just going to have a bunch of different servers. Now, over the past weeks, some users running VMware unsupported have reported receiving cease and desist letters from Broadcom informing them that their contract with VMware and thus their right to receive support services has expired. The letter was signed by Broadcom Managing Director Michael Brown, told users that they are to stop using any maintenance releases or updates, any minor releases, any major releases or upgrade extensions, enhancements, patches, bug fixes, security patches, and even 0-day security patches. Now, basically, you can't receive any updates after your support contract ends. Now, the letter tells the users that the implementation of any such updates past the expiration date must be immediately removed or deinstalled, adding that any such use of support past the expiration date constitutes a material breach of the agreement with VMware and an infringement of VMware's intellectual property, potentially resulting in claims for enhanced damages and attorney's fees. Now, some users of Members IT Group, a managed services provider in Canada, have received this letter, despite not receiving VMware updates since their support contracts expired. Now, one customer even received a letter 6 days after their support contract expired. And similar users online have reported receiving cease and desist letters, even though they haven't issued updates since losing the VMware support. Now, one user on SpiceWorks community forum reported receiving such a letter, even though they migrated off of VMware and onto Proxmox. And then some users who reported receiving the letter from Broadcom said they ended up getting legal teams involved. And then other people online thought that the letter meant that Broadcom has broken their agreement with VMware. However, it seems that Broadcom is sending these letters to companies soon after their support contracts have expired, regardless of whether they continue or not to continue to use VMware. And Broadcom didn't respond to a request for comment. But Broadcom does warn of potential audits. See, cease and desist letters also tell the recipients that they could be subject to auditing, which is failure to comply with post expiration reporting requirements, which may result in a breach of agreement by the customer, and VMware may exercise its right to audit the customer as well as any other available contractual or legal remedies. And since Broadcom has ended VMware's perpetual licenses and they have increased the pricing, numerous users and channel partners, especially small to medium sized companies, have had to reduce or end business with VMware. Now, most of members' IT group's VMware customer base is now running VMware unsupported. The managed services provider's biggest concern there is ensuring that staff don't accidentally apply patches to customers. Now, in recent months, Broadcom has sought to rein in potential use of VMware products that it considers unwarranted. For example, it engaged in a since resolved legal battle with AT&T over the telecom's right to renew support services and has accused Siemens of pirating VMware software. Now, Broadcom's changes to how VMware is distributed have resulted in various firms ditching VMware and doubting Broadcom's care for customers. While Broadcom's financial success since acquiring VMware suggests that its business plan will remain steadfast, sending cease and desist letters to VMware users risk further harming its reputation with current and former customers. Now, I don't know why Broadcom has decided to do this because I feel like if you still have a perpetual license, you should be allowed to use that software. Now, if for some reason those people are installing the updates and they don't have a support contract, they just wouldn't get any help. Now, I would like to know your thoughts about this down below because, in my opinion, I just think what's the harm in letting a few people that do have those perpetual licenses continue to use them? But maybe you have a different thought. Maybe you think that as soon as their support contract ends, they shouldn't install any updates. But if they previously had purchased a perpetual license, shouldn't they be allowed to use it forever? Maybe not to a new version, but maybe at least installing security updates, 0-day updates, patches, things that would make it continue to work. You just wouldn't get any new versions, so it may not run on newer hardware, or it may also not be able to get any additional features or fixes from certain things for newer operating systems. But at least the current operating systems from when they purchased it should still be supported. At least that's my thoughts. But I would like to know your thoughts down below because I really felt like this was interesting. I don't quite understand why Broadcom would feel the need to send that to people unless they have a lot of people that are still running perpetual licenses. And if that's the case, they really should give them an incentive to want to upgrade to the new version, maybe support even more operating systems or run on more operating systems. I really want to hear your comments down below. So I hope that was helpful and you found that interesting about how Broadcom is sending out cease and desist letters to all the users of the VMware perpetual licenses. If you do have any questions about this, or maybe you just want to discuss it more with me, please let me know down below in the comments and I will do my best to get back to you. And if there's a video, topic, article, anything you'd like me to make a video on, please let me know that down below in the comments as well. And I will do my best to create that video for you. And if you found this helpful and you'd like to support this channel, I left a link in the video description where you can buy me a cup of coffee if you'd like to. And because you all do such a great job, if you can, hit that like and subscribe button so I can keep putting up more great content like, did you know that Broadcom is sending out cease and desist letters to VMware perpetual license users? And I will be more than happy to keep putting up all this great content for you all. Thanks so much, everybody. I really appreciate you all. I hope you have a great day. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.